What's going on, guys? Hope everybody's having a great day. Please do me a favor and hit that like button. And if you get anything from this content, consider subscribing. It helps me a lot. I really do appreciate it. Also, if you'd like to grab some merch or just help out the channel, the links will be in the description. Go check those out. So the gag order, right? The gag order. Let's talk about what that means. Anybody who is connected to this case that has valuable information, they're not allowed to share that information with anybody. Now, that's going to impede on some rights of people, right? But it doesn't matter because the justice system always comes first, right? They owe Brian Koberger a fair, speedy trial. Now, he waived his right to a speedy trial, right? But they still have to put a case together against him. Maybe they don't have all that evidence. Maybe all the people who are just assuming that they have it all locked up and ready to go and we just don't know about all the rest of the evidence, maybe that's not there. Maybe that's why they don't want people talking about this case and talking about how little bit that they actually have. But see, Koberger already has his discovery. So he already knows what they have against him and what they don't. A gag order has its place and it has its reasons. And even in this case, yeah, maybe, sure, totally. But what it can't do, it can't gag the victim's family. The people, they're not suspects, they're not witnesses, they're not law enforcement. They are just civilians who lost their daughter. The government doesn't get to tell them, you can't talk about it. You can't give your opinion on it. They don't get to do that. And then there's a lot of people who always want to go and they want to blame the Gonzalez family, blame them for leaks or blame them for reporting stuff to the media. Tell me what they told the media. Please, tell me what they told the media that they weren't allowed to tell the media. Nothing. Nothing. They told the media what they found on their own. They told the media what they told the cops and gave the cops evidence. They hired a private investigator. You haven't heard just a bunch of riffraff. The only thing that you've got from any of them is Steve Gonzalez said that the killer didn't have to go upstairs and that the wounds were different on the bodies, right? That's all that was said. And this whole idea that if the evidence gets out, the case is ruined. Why? Why would the case be ruined because the public know about the evidence? Please give me a specific example, please, of what you're talking about. Because what the problem is that they don't want to taint their small jury pool. All right? Because you got a town of 22,000 people. Now, every college student in that town knows what happened here. I guarantee it. They know the names of the people, most likely. They know Brian Koberger's name. They know something about it. So half of the population is out of the jury pool already. So you've got this group of people, and it's a pretty small group already because they want to try it there, in their area, in their district, right? So they don't have that many people to choose from in a jury pool. With a case this big, with this much exposure, they're scared they're not going to find 12 suitable individuals to be a jury of his peers. Okay, if they can't do that, they have to move the case somewhere else in Idaho or bring in people from another district. I don't really know how that works, but they move the case. It's not like they say, oh, we can't get a jury in this district, so we're just done. And there's nobody on here who should believe that out of the United States that people know everything about this case. Because I'm a YouTuber. I talk about this all the time. My mother watches my videos. My father couldn't tell you anything about this case. People are not following this like we are constantly. There's a group of people who are interested in these cases. I'm part of it. If you're watching this, you're probably part of it. But most of people are not. Go to work. Talk to them about it. They're probably not going to know about the case. It's not going to be nearly as hard to get a jury, a fair and balanced jury, as everybody acts like it is. Maybe it won't get out of that district. That's what I believe the gag order is for. Now, do I believe that that is important enough to gag Kaylee's family, to gag Xana's family, to gag Ethan's family, to gag Maddie's family, to tell them that you can't talk about what happened to your child because you may harm our investigation and put that guilt trip on them if they do? Also, charge them, hold them in contempt. Like, really? Is that okay? They're not connected to the case. They're not part of the case. Their lawyer is not part of the case. That's my whole thing. Like, gag orders, they have their place. They have their reasons. I understand the reasons for this gag order. I don't think that it trumps their right to freedom of speech. I don't think it trumps their right to being able to express themselves, to give their opinion, just like everybody else. I come on here, I give you my opinion. Now, if they know a little bit more information and they can make a better informed opinion and they come out and share their opinion online with everybody, what is that going to hurt in the actual case? This is their opinion, right? This isn't facts. This is what I think because of the information I have. The same thing that we all share all the time. But it's going to be super harmful if it comes from the victim's family. People who are not associated with the case, who don't even get told anything in the case already because they're worried about them going and leaking stuff. Why is there so much secrecy? You just have to try that case there? Do you feel like you don't have enough evidence that if you went to a different district that they wouldn't find him guilty? Well, I mean, I don't get it. I don't get the concern here. There's no chance, no matter how many people, if Chris Cuomo, if Andrew Cuomo, if Donald Trump comes out and talks about these people, you will still be able to get a jury of his peers. 12 people who don't know anything about it and who would just hear the evidence and go off the story. Because that's what they need. They need people who are just going to hear the evidence and go off of just that evidence. Now, that's why I make my videos and I say, hey, this ain't as open and closed as you guys think. Because, see, the jury, they're not going to get to see all these videos of walking through and connecting dots. They're not going to get to see all the rumors that were going around that so-and-so said that could be true, could not be true. So-and-so said that could be true, could not be true. But the main narrative that paints Kohlberger as the bad guy, they're not going to get all that. Anything that's unproven, that's on the prosecution, not the defense. I'm sure they're more few and far between in Idaho. I'm sure, right? But they're still there. They're still there. Plenty of people who fit that description, who have absolutely no clue and no care about none of this. Probably right there in that town, they probably won't have any trouble getting a jury. What they're worried about is if all the information does spill out, then they might have trouble getting a jury. But is that worth it? Is that worth gagging the families of the victims who can't even talk about what they think happened to their child, what they feel happened to their child, what the prosecution said happened to their child? You can't do any of that. You can't talk about it. You can't post about it. You can't cry to people about it. No. Gag order. If you tell anybody, we're going to hold you in contempt of court. Can you do that to the victims' families? That's all I'm asking. Because that doesn't seem like it would hold up. I mean, maybe it will. Maybe I'm wrong. I'm not a legal professional. I'm not at all. I'm just somebody who I care about my rights and I enjoy my freedoms. And I understand that I give away a little safety and security so that I have that freedom. And I will do it every day. I will give that safety and security away for freedom any day of the week. Maybe you feel different. Maybe you're right. Maybe I'm wrong. But that's just who I am and how I feel about it. I don't feel like they should be able to tell the families, you're under this gag order, even though you're not even associated with the case. You're so not associated, we're not going to give you this information just in case you violate the gag order. But you're still under the gag order. Make it make sense. Leave a comment down below. Tell me what you think about it. Like the video. Subscribe to the channel. Hit that notification bell so you'll get notified anytime I post. Have a great day. We'll see you later.